Hello, listeners. Welcome to the Dream Stream. I am Yiskah Koock, here with my fellow dream worker, Ellen Ronis. Hello, Ellen.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So is this actually Thanksgiving Day? Like the Jewish calendar, it starts the night before. So last
No.
night was Thanksgiving Eve, and today is Thanksgiving
Oh,
Day. No,
yesterday's Thanksgiving,
yes.
period.
Okay. No, today's just Black Friday.
And I was just out in it, which I didn't mean to be.
I'm kind of
needed
proud of
to.
you. I'm afraid to go to stores on Black Friday.
I truly didn't want to, but I needed a charger for my computer.
Okay.
It was just getting funky and wasn't attaching, and I have to finagle and
Yes.
had it like on its side and tucked in and propped up. I could maybe, charge it up, but I needed a charger. So I was like, I gotta do it.
Well,
So
you had gone, well, I don't know, you're 2 hours earlier. So it wasn't first when the stores opened.
oh, it
So it
wasn't
wasn't
that,
like,
I mean, it was crowded. There were a lot of people, but
yeah,
it wasn't like, that
madhouse.
crazy people like, yeah, pushing people over for a TV or whatever. No, it wasn't like
Right,
that.
right. Okay. Well, that's
Anyway,
good.
so, here I am.
So you got your computer charger.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes, yes.
And so Ellen and I did speak earlier on the phone, and I know you have a dream. So
Yeah,
would you like to just jump right in? I'm wanting
sure,
to
sure. I
go.
was
Yeah.
gonna read it, but
Wonderful.
yeah, I don't think I need to read it. So
Okay.
yeah, this was okay. So I'm in I'm in a top floor of a building, and it's very bright and sunny, and I'm giving someone a massage, and the person feels like a combination of two people that I know. Um, and we're calling him Derek because it's a
Okay.
combination of their two names.
We'll call him Derek. Perfect.
It's one or the other, but I just can't it's like it just feels like one or the other. But anyway,
Okay.
so we'll just say it's like a combination of those two.
Yes.
And I'll say more about who they are, when we're
Yes.
checking in. So Derek is receiving a massage from me, and suddenly some like a petite Asian man, that was a detail
Okay.
that I didn't have before,
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
in a business suit, and he had like like a microphone or whatever, or some earpiece or something. He looked very official and like he was from the
Yes.
FBI or something. He
Yes.
comes into the room and he whispers something into Derek's ear, like something, and Derek like jumps up. He goes into the changing room, puts on his clothes. He comes out and he's all like in a suit. Um, and I I I ask him like, what's going on? Like I ask the agent or whatever he is,
The
like
Asian
what's
man.
yeah, and he said there's something going on with the foundation of the building, but he had this. There was a real intensity in his way that he said it, and he didn't just mean that it was falling apart like physically. It was something like he was trying to impart that something like spiritual or energetic or something was happening, and it was not good. Whatever was happening was not a good thing.
Okay.
So and then the next piece that I remembered was that Derek, what I remember is that he had like a, even though I said he had a suit, but then I remember that he had like a light blue, almost like a cashmere sweater, like a really soft
Okay.
sweater. And he was very fit, and I like hugged him and like bit his chest,
Yes.
like like a kind of an affectionate,
Yes. Love
sensual
a love bite. And then they call
love
them love.
fight. But I wasn't like in love with him or in a relationship. It was just like a
Yes.
weird thing. And he was
Right.
like, he's like, what the heck was that? And it was just a kind of a funny thing.
Yes.
And then there was the sense that everybody was kind of running then downstairs, to the basement to see what was going on. And then the craziest thing was that in the dream, I'm telling somebody about this exact dream because I didn't want to forget it. So I like went through the dream twice in my dream world.
That tells you must work this dream.
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
and I also did ask for a dream the night before about some clarity of like, am I on the right path, particularly
Okay.
around,
So a
this
dream, an incubated dream.
yeah, I incubated a dream. That's why. So it comes somehow. I really, it's like I'm really needing guidance. I really need help, and so I don't know exactly what this is telling
Yeah.
me. It seems really meaningful.
Yes. When Ellen and I spoke earlier on the phone, she wasn't remembering the end part or something
I
significant.
didn't remember the part where I gave the guy a love bite.
And we were talking about doing dream reentry, which one of our dream teachers, Robert Moss, strongly recommends. And it's, to shamanic drumming or something else that can leave your mind to wander and then to imagine going back into the dream. I don't know if you had time to do that. You sounded pretty busy today.
I had a busy day. I was running around a lot, so I didn't really. But it was definitely on my mind the whole day. It was kind of on my
Yes.
mind. I didn't
Yes.
really. I didn't really get a chance to go to re-enter and see what else was there. Um,
It was kind of a spontaneous reentry answer because you didn't remember the biting
yes,
of the man in the blue
right, 'cause
sweater.
I had said to you that I knew there was more to it, and
Yes.
I was upset that I didn't write it down the second I
Yes.
woke up because I was, even though I went through it twice in my dream world, I didn't remember, and then I remembered that love bite
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
So there might be more, but
That
it
might
wasn't.
be it. I feel like in a way we were talking also about when you go about your day in the waking world, often something will trigger a memory from the dream.
Mhm.
Did anything trigger that, or it just all of a sudden came to you when we were talking about dream entry?
It just came to me because I think it was still close enough to it.
Okay, yeah, you had just woken up.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I could sort of analyze some things about it, but yeah,
Well, we
like,
can do that. Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I guess, I'll just say, like, if you were to ask me, which you would ask me,
yes.
like a reality check.
Yes.
I'll give
Yes.
you a reality check. So the two people that it was a combination of my old therapist, actually, Eric, who became a friend. He ended up marrying my husband and I,
Yes.
and my ex-husband and I, and so we sort of we stopped doing therapy and kind of got into this other level of connection. Sort of a friendship, I guess, but it was never really quite a friendship. It always had that level of therapy to me. Anyway,
Okay.
and this guy Danny, was a client of mine who, it's sort of a long story, but just isn't a client anymore. And he was attracted to me and he wanted to date me, but I didn't really want to date him. So I lost him as a client and a person in my life. But
Yeah.
we're reconnecting now a little bit.
Great.
So that might have been why he was on my mind. I don't know why.
Oh,
When Eric has popped up in my dreams before, and I think he's like the therapist in me.
exactly. Right. Their last dream we did.
He's, he's
He was
very,
in
they're
that.
both very
Okay.
masculine
Okay.
presence. Not soft, mushy, got like
Yes.
new age guys, like very masculine. I yeah, I guess in some level there was an I never really had an attraction to Dan, but I like my heart liked his
Yes.
heart.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
Eric, I definitely had, like, as any woman with a male therapist, you sort of end up, having like the
Mhm.
falling in love with your therapist and then realizing
Sure.
not that. It's just that he's
Yeah.
there listening to me and helping me. And so I had that with him.
He's
But
listening to me.
yes, oh God, it's
Right. Oh,
amazing.
yeah. That's right. I pay him to
Yeah,
listen to
exactly.
me.
But I
So,
did. I did. I mean, I was, there was a certain kind of love towards him. But so that's the reality check on that one. And somehow it seemed like some combination of that. And I guess,
yes.
so I don't know.
May I offer a projection?
Please.
If this is my dream, I'm noticing both Eric and Dan ended a professional relationship with me and it transformed into a different relationship. So
Ah,
with Eric, we ended therapy and he became sort of a friend. And with this guy, he was my client. And then he ended our working relationship so he could date me. So something about that, something ends for something totally else to begin.
Yes, that's so interesting. It's like a transformation.
Yeah, yes. So
Something,
that's
something
one
else.
one of mine. So also reality check for our newer listeners, and thank you for joining us. Ellen is a massage therapist for work these days,
Yes, that is my work.
but also seeking to also transform that
Yeah.
into, we don't know exactly what it will look like.
Yes. And that I'm sure I know it was about that because that was what my dream incubation,
Yes,
which we were asking the night before, like sending a little prayer to please, send me
yes,
something that will help guide this next piece,
yes.
help me help show me the way.
That's the best way to incubate a dream, is just to leave it open-ended.
Yeah, nothing
Just,
real specific, right? Just
yeah,
kind of, yeah.
leave it wide open and let the dream um incubator, not incubator, but like the casting director work its magic through my question. And
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So
so
I like
yes,
that. Really, that really resonates, the transformative piece. And it's true that
yes,
working towards something quite, I don't even know exactly what it is. It's going to be something about teaching a course online. And I'm,
yes,
I'm actually studying to learn how to
yes,
create and launch a course. And I've created a course, but I'm not sure that I love the course. Like
okay,
it doesn't feel like it's a direct transformation from client
okay,
to friend, from therapist to, which is a natural
okay,
kind of a flow. This feels like from massage therapist to some other thing. Like
yes,
it, so maybe there's something
okay,
like want
yeah, yes,
a smoother transition or something that
yes,
makes more sense based on what I already do. It's not completely off the rails. It's definitely
right,
something I'm interested in, and yeah, I'm not sure I really want to talk too much about it, but
yeah.
yet
I
I
just
will.
want to,
So
yeah, yes, right, when you're ready. I
yeah,
just want to say that it doesn't have to be the be all and end all. This is just the transitional course that I'm going to offer in this way that I learned. And then I can offer another course in this way that
it's
I
true.
learned,
It's
you
true.
know?
It's true, and the place that I'm getting, I mean, just to be sort of in the waking moment here, where I'm getting tripped up, and maybe this will have something to do with the dream.
Yes,
Um, is that part of the training is to learn how to get an audience, right? So I'm a person who doesn't, I've been doing massage therapy. I don't
yes,
have like a giant mailing list for
right,
what I'm going to be teaching about. So I don't even have a giant mailing list for body work. I never needed one. My
right,
body work practice just flowed
yes,
always. People
yes,
preferred me, so I never really needed to have any of that
yes,
advertising or anything. So so this is all new to me, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of like very specific niched kind of looking for things in very niche places. In other words, like
yes,
I'm not just randomly all over the place, like putting myself out there. It's for the people who I think would really need and want what I'm offering.
yes,
So it's if I do this course, then if I sort of backtrack a little bit and do something that's closer to what I've already done, it's a whole different niche. It's a whole
yes,
different market of people, which means I have to
yes,
do that all over again. So it
yes,
feels like if I could just get on a little more of the track
yes,
of that, and I'm already like a third of the way through the course, so it would be a lot to just switch now, but I
yes.
could.
Okay. Well,
Anyway,
yeah. Well,
technical reality of things.
I'm just thinking that because I try to promote the Dream Stream podcast, and often on Facebook you can send it to select people. You can promote it and send it
Yes.
to select people. And then, so if I were trying to start a new course, I would want to send it to all local people, all, Santa Fe, New Mexico. And I'd want to um, have it spread out. So for instance, they'll say like what words are like a catchphrase that they should look at other Facebookers who use those same things, like body work or whatever it is that will be your catchwords.
Yeah.
And then they will send it out to many people. That's one way to promote.
Well, that's kind of one of the things sort of like that. One the main thing they talk about. There's two things. One they call chatterboxing, which is simply if I was very 100% sure about my course, I would want to talk about it right here, right
Yes,
now.
yes,
I'm
yes.
not yet. So next time
Is
I'll
this
be able to.
your elevator
Yes,
speech?
it's a little bit like they don't call it that, but it's a little bit like the
Yes,
elevators. Like I
yeah.
help people with blah 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 to do blah 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 by blah blah blah, and you will get blah blah blah.
Okay,
Like
good,
boom,
good.
like so. But there's that. But then there's also like you go to Facebook groups,
Yes,
for example, groups that my thing might have something to do with ADHD, which I was finally
yes.
officially diagnosed.
Yeah, really?
Um,
Okay.
yes,
When
officially,
was
yeah.
that? Was that
Hmm?
a while ago? When were you officially?
It was exactly 1 week ago. I was
Oh
officially
my God.
diagnosed.
Oh,
I
Ellen,
had
now you can
had
say it with
psych evaluation.
confidence.
Yes, and I love it. Finally, I know it
Say
makes
it
a
with
lot of sense.
confidence.
Yeah, I love it. I love my ADHD. It makes me, fun and funny and
So
other things.
creative.
Yeah, and
Amazing.
creative. A
Yes.
little cuckoo, moving
Cuckoo.
around a lot.
Good. Cuckoo.
But
I
I have
think
learned to love it.
I think cuckoo and creative sometimes go hand in hand.
They do, and in fact, a lot of artists and creative people have ADHD. So
That's
because
very,
yeah, anyway,
very
we can
interesting.
talk about that for a long time. But it's going to have something to do with that. And so I would, for example, go to like look on Facebook for groups that have something to do with ADHD or ADHD and the
Yes,
subject that I'm
yes.
teaching, and see and then join the group and chat with people because you can't
Sure.
advertise on people's Facebook groups, right? They don't like you to advertise your
Oh,
class on
yeah,
their page, but you could sort of sneak it in and say, hey,
yeah,
anybody out there, blah blah blah, have this
yeah.
problem,
And
could you help me, like couch it and like you're going to help me figure something out, or
I think it's
maybe
very wise to first just start writing people about their things before
yeah,
posting about your thing.
that's very very good. That's actually one of the
That's,
main sort of
yeah,
rules about this is that you
yeah,
engage with people in the group. You say,
yeah,
hey, that's cool, or oh, I know what you mean, I have this blah blah blah, I
yes,
love
yes,
whatever. You interact with people and give them a lot of help and advice and information
exactly.
and whatever they're looking for, and then you kind
Yes,
of sneak it in. But anyway, not but yeah, so it's a lot of work, and if I'm
yes,
going to go in
yeah,
that direction, that's fine, but I don't want to go in that direction. Then I have to go in a whole nother, but I might have to,
right,
and that's
right,
okay.
right.
This is all
Similarly,
learning process. If it doesn't fly, it's fine. I have learned a ton, and I will be able to do another
right,
thing.
that's
Or
right. I felt that way about my apartment. I didn't want to move into an apartment because I knew it would be, if I, as a renter, I would have wanted to buy, but I'm super glad I didn't buy now because I'm not wanting to pay for a plow and gardeners right now and
yeah,
garbage pickup and all of that. So this did end up being the best thing for me, but I was feeling like I don't want to move and then have to move again another year or another 2 years. So
yeah,
that's something that I just had to do. But now that I've moved, I don't think it'll be as big a deal anymore because I got rid of a lot, shit
yeah,
ton of stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's true. Each step, somehow makes the next step easier somehow.
I
So
think so too. Mhm.
I guess I just don't want to be seen as like a flake in the world. Like, oh, she's doing this and now she's doing that. I mean, people who know
Right.
me know that's kind of what I do. I do a lot of different things, but I would like to be a little bit in the same.
Don't call me a flake. I hardly know you.
Yeah, I don't know that anyone's ever really called me a flake because I'm really not a flaky person, but I
Yes.
do have a lot of interests and I do, yeah, I do a lot of different things. And so,
Yes.
but if I'm going to do something like for realsy reals, like,
Yes.
I'm going to create a course online or a series of courses that I want to kind of move forward into the
Nice.
world and continue, offering these types of courses. And I want it to
Yes.
be, they don't have to all be exactly the same, but it can, yeah.
One
Um,
step in front of the other.
yeah, yeah, I'm in process with it. That's all,
Yeah.
I guess.
So may I ask you questions about the dream?
Please.
What would you title it?
Corrupt foundation.
Yes. Okay. Wow. And How did you feel when you woke up?
I guess just really like I was scared actually.
Okay. Oh,
What?
okay.
I was like, wait, what? Like this is so weird.
Right.
Um, like what? Yeah, like what would be the word? Kind of not intrigued, but curious. Like what?
Curious.
Like yeah, because it sounded like it was something spiritual somehow, but I was
Yes.
envisioning this big block of cement, like with cracks.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so I don't,
That
yeah,
was cracked.
I think when I woke up, honestly, I was feeling kind of excited to look at the dream. Like I was
Yes.
excited. I don't know exactly how I felt from the dream, but
Waking up
that
from the
but
dream.
it felt significant, and so I was sort of excited about that.
Yes. And also the fact that if I'm the dreamer, I also told about the dream to someone. So
Yeah,
then I really just want to, you know,
really want this.
recognize. Yeah.
Yeah, cemented in. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's wonderful because I love that. We've spoken about how as dream workers, sometimes in a dream, I'm already working on the dream. I'm like, oh, that's interesting symbol, and I'm already doing the dream work while I'm still asleep and dreaming.
Mm.
And this feels similar where I'm telling a friend, who am I telling about my dream?
I don't know. I want to. It actually, when I woke up, I was like, yeah, who was that? It might have been my friend Dara that I was telling, but
Okay.
I didn't see her. It just sort of felt like it could have been her.
Yes. Yes. And do you have any associations to a slender Asian man?
No,
No.
nobody
And
I
he
can think.
seemed like he was like FBI,
Yeah, he had like
good.
a government official or something. He had a
Yeah.
very official. He had like an earpiece and a
Yeah.
suit and
That
um
would wig me out. Because then you don't
yeah.
know, is he listening to me or is he listening
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
earpiece?
I think he was listening to somebody else, like
Yeah,
headquarters or whatever. I really
exactly.
don't know. But yeah,
Now he was wearing a suit, I think you
he
said.
was wearing a suit, like he looked like he was on official business,
Okay. Uh-huh.
and he comes and whispers in the ear of this guy, the
Derek.
client. And I do remember really like loving the space. It was very bright, a lot of windows. It was
Yes.
high. It was like on one of the higher floors, and so it was
Yes.
high up and bright. And I was happy to be in because the space I work in now is a lovely studio, but it's
Yeah.
not very bright. So
Okay.
so I think I remember thinking, oh, this is so nice. Like I manifested a light studio, a nice
Yes.
studio. And
So it feels to me like I am dreaming this on a higher plane than my real life. And
mm,
so if I'm being called to the attention that there's something wrong with the foundation. So what is it? It's like concrete with cracks in it? Or
well,
you
that's
didn't
what I
say
was.
cracks?
My image, my like. That's what I like. I feel that even now, I can just feel this big, giant, massive, gray
Yes.
concrete and cracks in
Yes.
it. But in the dream, it felt like it was like it's not just about that. There's a crack in the foundation. There's
Yes.
like something spiritually not right or energetically not right in the foundation. So that's like so metaphoric in a way. I don't know what it really means, but
Yeah.
I could just say my own foundation. What is my foundation?
Yes.
I don't know, my root chakra or something,
Yeah.
or
We'll explore that for sure.
yeah.
Right away, I thought of the Leonard Cohen song, "There's a crack in everything. That is how the light gets in."
I love that.
So that's just giving me a feeling that, yes, it might be a corrupt foundation, but it's leaving cracks for the light to get in for,
Mm,
spiritual information. So I
mm,
feel there's something in this dream that I will need to learn. So
mm.
let's figure out what that might be
Yeah,
if
yeah.
we
Well,
can.
what do you make of that? Yeah, I mean, so okay. So the cracks are where the spiritual, that isn't what it felt like though.
Okay.
Felt
Okay.
like it. like he wasn't even necessarily talking about physical cracks. He was talking more about, and he didn't say the words, it was just the feeling. And I don't know what he exactly said, but it was like, there's something wrong with the foundation. It was like that, like
Uh,
there's something wrong. He didn't just say, oh my God, the foundation is crumbling or it's cracking and
yeah,
we need to get out of here because the building's going to collapse. It wasn't like that.
right,
It was like, it was almost like he was saying there's a ghost in the building.
right.
Had that
Yes,
creepy, it had a little bit of a creepy feeling, like, oh my God,
yes,
what does that mean? And is somebody trying
yes,
to communicate with me? Or I don't know.
yes.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, what is a foundation?
The foundation is like, I would say, like a solid platform for, metaphoric or actual, where something can be built upon.
Yes, yes. Okay. And what part of one's life would you think we create the foundation for our lives?
I kind of think everything, really.
Every
Um,
every stage?
I
Is
mean,
that what?
a foundation is something that I guess it seems like you create at the beginning of one's life. You would hope that
Right.
their foundation is solid at the beginning of one's
Yeah.
life.
Or yes, that's so true. Or not or and but it's not until I was in, my late teens that I started that I had to create a new foundation to build career on. And I feel like, I mean, it's not a career yet, all these years later, all these decades later. But I feel like that's maybe when I started the dream work and dream exploration. So maybe when you started your working life, do you have a sense of what kind of foundation you may have built that on?
Um, I guess, let's see. So the foundation that I built my like body work practice and that
Yes,
and my love of this work
yes,
was basically, I think it was built on, I'm just going to say love, but like love of the work. The
yes,
foundation of the work was built on, like, wow, I love this work. This works for me. It's in
yes,
alignment. And it really was like, I think I've said this on this podcast before, love at first sight. Like when I
yes,
discovered that massage was a thing, like that it
yes,
was a thing that you could get paid for, I was like,
yes,
God, because I always loved anatomy. I'm an artist. I studied anatomy.
yes,
Artist. I loved the human body. I took
right,
all the science courses that I took in my liberal arts
yes,
college were, like anatomy and physiology and nutrition and how to, I just loved it. I had no
wow,
idea about massage, or I wasn't, I was just going to be an artist, but I was
yes,
fascinated. So when I discovered this, however many years later, it was just like everything about it, my physicality, my sensuality, the
yes,
sort of need to help, the desire to like help people feel better,
yes,
like
yes,
everything about it was like so right for me. And plus I thought I could actually do art, like
yes,
make my own schedule so I could do art,
that's
which
right, that's right. Well, okay, I mean,
so it
in
was based on love, like a real love. And like if we're on that trajectory, I would say I am wanting to create a new foundation
I
for a new
know,
thing, but it's not feeling in alignment. It's not necessarily feeling like, oh my God, I love this new thing,
yes,
like I loved massage. So I'm
right.
loving this, the way that exploration is going. That makes a lot of sense to me.
To me, it's if it's my dream, um, that's the corruption. It's just that it's not resonating with me as deeply anymore. And that's why I'm looking to change up what I offer in the world and not
Oh, so you're thinking, oh, okay. You're
and
thinking that the foundation is the foundation of my body work.
I do think that. And so
I,
if it's
I
corrupt,
think, okay, that's interesting. I actually feel like that could be true. I'm going to look at that. I
okay.
feel like it's more about the foundation that I'm trying to create my new work upon.
Oh, oh,
And that's
I
not
don't.
feeling.
Sorry, I know I need to listen more than
That's
speak.
okay.
I don't because I'm actually giving a massage when this happens. So that indicates to me it's about my work, my massage work, because I'm giving a massage to Derek, and then this person comes in with this information. But like, oh, maybe this isn't your work anymore. I'm paraphrasing, obviously not only paraphrasing,
that
but
makes a lot of sense. It's like,
yeah,
oh, get out of here quick.
exactly. That this is no longer built on the foundation that you were so jazzed by. Right.
That's great. Thank you. That's really helpful. That's really
Good.
helpful. Yeah. And so now I want to manifest a dream that will, that will help me to move forward. Like that's what I was sort of praying for.
Yes.
So
Well, this is
that's
maybe
why.
the first step. This is the first step of now moving forward, is knowing this no longer resonates with me.
Yeah, maybe.
This work.
Except I already knew that. So I didn't need to know that again.
Okay. But
but okay.
maybe I needed to know that my subconscious mind is also
It's on
aware of
board.
this,
It's on
is
board.
on board, is on board. That
Yeah.
it's not just my, my thinking self that decided I need to change my profession, but it's also the deepest part of myself. And maybe that's why I'm up on second floor, which is like the highest floor, in this building.
Yes.
So it's that's also, it brings me to the mind. We've often talked about how a building or a house can symbolize our bodies. So, and the basement would be the subconscious or the unconscious, and then the roof would be the highest self. So if I'm on the second floor, I'm pretty high up in my thinking. And so, I don't know. So my feeling is this is the first of a series of dreams that can likely point the dreamer into the right direction.
I love it. From your mouth to God's ears.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Yeah.
So please do, incubate another dream.
I
Keep
totally
going
I
while
think
it's working, because sometimes I'll incubate a dream and then it takes me like the next 3 nights to feel like, okay, I can now look at what I might have been offered in the dream time. But because it came right away, I think you're being invited to continue incubating dreams, that this is a good way to receive information right now.
Yeah, like my spirit is open for it.
That's
My
right.
That's for it. Yeah.
Said perfectly. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, Howie, that was a good one.
That's a good one. I have no dreams to offer. I've been dreaming but not remembering.
Okay.
But I can try harder.
Yeah, well, sometimes, as we know, it just happens that way, right? We go in waves, we go in and out, we go deeper in and more superficial, and sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes we have a menial dream, sometimes we have a big dream, and it's sort of a mystery where our dreams come from.
Yeah.
And we've also talked about, and on the podcast likely, how if a dream isn't working on our thinking, our cognition, a dream might be working on other aspects of the body, the heart or the spirit, that not every dream is going to be remembered intellectually, because we are myriad beings,
Right. Like the dream is actually working on something, even if we don't know it.
Yes, I think so. And anyway, it makes me feel good about, if I don't remember a dream. Here's another thing Ellen and I were talking about earlier, is my teacher, Jeremy Taylor, he's deceased now, dream worker. He used to say, dreams are like reliable public transportation. If you miss the first one, another will come along soon to take you to the same place. So that also gives me solace, not solace so much, just like, comfort.
Okay.
If I don't remember a dream, that's just fine, because I trust that I will work that, I will receive that information in a way that I can work on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to need to go soon, because of the time limit. But
Yeah.
how can you honor the stream?
I think I want to honor it by asking for another dream.
Yeah, I love that.
That's kind of connected in the next piece of it, like the next piece
Yes,
of the dream, the next piece of the help for my way, my path.
yes, yes. So, okay. And please be sure to write it down.
Yes, I will. And I did write this one down too.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you did. So, to our listeners, thank you for joining us. If you're not already, please subscribe. Holamod Metuki.
Bye bye, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.